Morning, everybody, and welcome to the News Hub. I'm Simon Constable. We have some breaking news out of Iraq. The United States announces it is sending military aid to the Kurds to aid them in their fight against Islamist militants. With more on this, we go now to Baghdad, where WSJ's Matt Bradley is standing by. Matt, tell us more.
Well, the real breaking news in this fast-moving story is that President Fouad Massoum has just nominated Haider al-Abadi, who's a member of Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki's political party, as the next prime minister to replace al-Maliki. Now, this is really setting the precedent on a collision course with Prime Minister Maliki. Last night, the prime minister made a midnight speech to the whole nation in which he slammed the president and accused him of subverting the Constitution and the will of the people. And while he was making this speech, troops and police deployed throughout Baghdad and protected major squares and the Green Zone. So really right now, the next couple of hours are going to be crucial to Iraq's political stability.
And that nomination just happened within a very short time, because we know that was sort of an open question. Matt, I know the U.S. very much wants Maliki to stand down. Does he go without a fight?
It's not quite close. If last night's speech was any indication, it seems as though Maliki is going to really be girding himself some sort of confrontation. He's made it very clear that he has no interest in stepping down. He has hewed to his position for the last several months that the people have voted for him and that he will remain in power. So right now it's quite possible that Maliki could marshal his security forces in order to protect his office and remain in power.
And now, Matt, I've been looking on the Twitter feeds, and I've been seeing the word coup with respect to Iraq's government. Is that a fair description, or is that hyperbole?
Well, it was hyperbole. It's hyperbole now because there hasn't been a coup. All that Mr. Maliki has said is that he's planning on filing a complaint against President Massoum in the Supreme Court. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's using the power of his office or his control of the security forces to protect his position. What it does mean is that the political temperature in Baghdad has risen quite substantially in the last 24 hours, and that we could be looking at a serious problem involving security forces if Prime Minister Maliki does not step down.
Okay, and Matt, obviously that's a very fast-moving thing, and we know you'll pop back in with us as that develops. Let's go back to the U.S. Arming the Kurds in the battle against ISIS. It looks like ISIS has been pushed back somewhat, giving the Kurds time to regroup and set up good defenses to protect Erbil, right?
That's right. This is just part of the United States' position since over the past weekend, in which President Obama called out military airstrikes against the positions of the Islamic State in northern Iraq, and that's been a policy since last Thursday. So now we're just seeing that extending. The problem with this, of course, is that by arming the Kurds directly and not going through Baghdad, the United States may be helping the Kurds to win against the Islamic State, but they're also subverting the unity of this government and actively favoring one part of the Iraq's divided system against the entire whole. So this is a dangerous and very sensitive game, and the Obama administration is going to have to balance its interest in keeping Iraq together against its desire to defeat the Islamic State.
Okay. Obviously, this is a lot going on there in Iraq, and we know you're very busy. Thank you very much, Matt Bradley of the Wall Street Journal.